Uh, Hello. You don't know me, but my name is Bradley. I would like to tell you something. A story, to be exact. Stories are generally known as a form of entertainment or a way to learn something new. But I believe that above all else, stories are reflections. Reflections of who we are, what we think, and why we think it. What I'm about to tell you is true. It never happened, and it never will happen, but it's still true. It is my heart, my soul, my love, my hate, my pride, my guilt, my hope, my fear, my creation, and my destruction. This is my story. This is me. Okay, we're leaving now. Are you sure you'll be fine home alone? Don't worry, I'll be okay. Go have fun on your trip. Okay then. Bye, sweetie, I'll miss you. Bye, Mom. The door shut behind her. Alone at last. I rushed to the living room and turned on the TV. I looked at all my favorite movies, but something just felt off. I tried to picture myself sitting down and watching all of them again, but it just didn't look exciting. Maybe I should just play a video game, I thought to myself. I opened a nearby drawer and looked at my options. They all seemed either too difficult or too mundane. I sighed and closed the drawer. I stepped into my bedroom and looked at all the dirty laundry on the floor. A lone white sock had particularly caught my attention. I really need to clean this place up. I grabbed my phone and laid down on my bed. I turned it on and started scrolling through it. I checked my contacts for anyone willing to hang out. As I scrolled through, I realized how long it had been since I'd talked to any of them. I was even starting to feel almost ashamed about it. And that's when I saw her. Her name was right there, clear as day. Ashley. Next to it was a picture of a smiling girl with reddish brown hair. For a moment, the earth stopped spinning. The words on screen morphed into blurry black blobs, and her face distorted till it was no longer recognizable. I thought I was going blind. Seeing her again awoke something in me. I don't know exactly how to describe what it was, but it was like the room felt too hot and too cold at the same time. And I was staring at her. She was laying on the ground, soaked in red water, and in my hand, a knife. I wanted to tear myself away, tear myself apart, but I couldn't. Instead, I just closed my eyes and shook my head. God, such a messed up world, I thought. No, a scary world. I tried not to think about it too much. I decided maybe it was time to go to bed. I checked my phone. It was only 6:30. But what else did I have to do? I pulled the covers over my head and closed my eyes. At first I had trouble relaxing. I was still concerned about Ash. I felt like there was something I had to do. But what could it be? What could it possibly be? Well, whatever it was, I wasn't gonna find it just sitting here. So I turned and laid back. But then I felt this wave of tiredness. I was so tired, I didn't even notice the walls and ceiling beginning to melt. My desk, my clothes, my chair, everything was dripping and oozing till it all mixed in with each other and became a colorless, shapeless blob. Then it all started to swish and swirl around me. There was nothing below me, but I wasn't falling either. I was adrift, floating down a white foggy river. I felt warm and secure. Even though it was a river, I wasn't wet. And there was nothing around it either, just an infinite white void. I could stay here forever. And that's when I reached the edge. I don't remember it being very visible, but somehow I knew it was there. And somehow I knew it was time to get out. I grabbed onto it and pulled myself up. It didn't even take any effort. In front of me was a large gray door. Beside it was a black typewriter atop a small brown wooden table. A white sheet of paper was sticking out the top of the typewriter. On it was the phrase, "No sleep till nirvana." I didn't know what that meant, but somehow it felt familiar. I reached for the knob on the door and slowly creaked it open. The opposite side was a black, empty void. I stepped through and looked around. In the distance, there was a tall, gray mountain. Looking at it made me feel motivated, confident, and nostalgic all at once. I started walking. Then walking turned to running. Then running turned to sprinting. I felt weightless, like I could do anything. But then, I screeched to a halt. I hadn't noticed that in front of me there was a hole. No, an abyss. I was only inches away from falling in. Looking into it was almost painful. Shame, worry, fear. The last time I felt as sick as this was when I saw Ash's photo again. It was like staring into the eyes of death itself. Where the hell am I? I have to get out of here. I have to get out of here right now. I turned around and began slowly walking back towards the door. And that's when I heard it. Leaving so soon? But our little playdate is only about to begin, and I've waited oh so very long to meet you. I hectically looked around, trying to find out where the voice was coming from. Then I heard it again. Down here. I carefully peeked over the edge of the hole. Inside were two white dots, and below them, a set of human teeth. The teeth spread apart from each other, and I heard the voice yet again. Well, what are you waiting for? We've got so much to discuss. Several red tentacles shot out from nowhere. I turned and tried to run, but all my energy was gone. They wrapped around me and began slowly pulling me into the hole. I tried to grab onto the edge, but my grip wasn't strong enough. I went plummeting down the hole, and I caught a glimpse of those eyes again. Those horrible, horrible eyes. There was an orange, flame-like energy emanating from them. I'm gonna show you everything. I screamed and he laughed as we fell. I don't remember when, but it all stopped. It was all quiet. Then I saw the typewriter again. It clicked and clacked, and a white sheet of paper popped out of it that read, End, Chapter 1. Never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down, never gonna run around and desert you, but